So when you think about the question, how do you define grit? What is your answer when you're experiencing challenges, when you're experiencing difficulty, when you're in the midst of change? So for me, it was all, I have to be strong, I have to have courage, I have to have tenacity. I. Then one brief, short conversation changed my whole perspective. So it was at the end of grad school, and all of us were together having a dinner right before graduation, and a friend came up to me and said, Laura, how are you? And it wasn't that, how are you, let's talk about the weather. It was, I know you well, tell me the truth. So without even thinking about my answer, I said, so here's how I feel. I'm sitting at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. The rest of the world is at the top of the Grand Canyon and moving on, and I don't have the strength to get there. And without her thinking about it, she said, so I'm sitting at the bottom of the Grand Canyon with you. And as soon as she said that, people walked up, started talking about the weather, started talking about the dinner, and the conversation was over. So it wasn't until later that night that I was processing what she had said. So where I was focused on, I didn't have the strength to get to the top, to keep going, she was saying with me, she was teaching me that grit was not only I having courage, but grit was me allowing her to have courage when I didn't have courage. And so the reason I felt like I was sitting at the bottom of the canyon was my first guide dog had just died. The guide dog that I got as I was losing my sight. The guide dog that gave me the strength to move forward. So in the time when I didn't have personal grit, her response, her answer taught me that I could trust others to have grit for me. So I leave asking all of us to think about the question. When we're in a difficult situation, when we're facing challenges, when we're in times of change, will we each choose grit for ourselves, and grit that allows others to support us, to help us?